In May 1923, the editor of a weekly Yoruba language newspaper in Lagos, Nigeria, put out a call for contributions from readers. He wanted them to write down and send in examples of Orin Ilewa, our indigenous songs. Not only would he publish them, but also, he adds, "Our quality sanwo, we're even willing to pay for them." By printing them, he explains, he would save from extinction precious oral works that provoke thought and preserve the memory of exemplary people. So here it's print rather than a manuscript tradition that's interacting with oral genres. In Lagos, as in many other parts of Africa, the press and the Roman alphabet were introduced at the same time, together, by missionaries in the mid-19th century. So reading in both English and Yoruba was associated from the beginning with print, with printed texts. And handwritten texts were easily converted to print because literate entrepreneurs quickly set up their own presses. If you wanted to give a text a permanent form or make it available to a public, it was easy to go to one of a dozen small local print shops and get it quickly typeset at fairly low cost. By the 1920s, there was a flourishing public culture visible in weekly newspapers, pamphlets, flyers, tracts, booklets, programs, and even leaflets accompanying magic lantern lectures. But this was a predominantly oral society, teeming with poetic, proverbial, and narrative genres in Yoruba. Literate people, who were the modernizing elite, were afraid that these traditions were in danger of dying out under the impact of what they called civilization. Print would preserve them, and in the process it would also allow editing, selection, and commentary. But interestingly, what they most often published was not ancient, hallowed oral traditions, but popular, topical street ballads from 30 or 40 years earlier. These popular songs became woven into new print genres. For example, the first Yoruba novel, purporting to be the real-life confessions of a former good time girl, Segilola, is full of quotations of popular songs associated with the Lagos of Segilola's youth. This made it possible to engage readers in an intimate, elusive, even complicit form of address. But also, as I discovered when I gave a talk on Segilola at Lagos State University, oral genres were actually more resilient than the educated elite had imagined. Today, revisiting print literature of the 1920s can trigger people's memories of a hidden landscape of songs and anecdotes that have continued to be passed down by word of mouth.